In this video, we're going to be talking to 3 other resellers that are going to be sharing some tips and strategies with us that are going to help us take that next step in our reselling business. Maybe you're just starting as a reseller and maybe you want to quit your job, quit your part-time job and go full-time reselling. You're going to want to take some notes, get a pen and paper ready to be able to jot down some tips and strategies that you could start implementing now to help you get to that 6-figure mark. Let's get right into it.
Best place that you know to source jeans in bulk.
I mean, it really just depends on what price you're trying to pay. I mean, I just buy salvage now, and so I haven't been to the bins in 2 months. But that's where I used to buy all my denim from was from the bins, and that's primarily because of the way I do things. I don't necessarily think that's the best idea for most people, and that's if you're going to focus on that, at least, because I don't know if this is the same thing around the nation, but at our Goodwill here, they pick in the back pretty hard. So anything that is in good condition, or at least sellable right now condition, is pretty limited. And if it is, it's usually a pretty rough brand. So anything that has blemishes, though, they'll still send that out. And but that's where I made a huge focus in my business is to I guess I would consider myself more of a makeup artist for denim than I don't fix anything. I actually probably destroy it more than I fix it, but I alter the appearance to make it a sellable unit. And that's trying to do that in mass was very, very difficult. And that was that financial sacrifice that I was talking about earlier, that I made in 2022, because there is absolutely no money in doing that until you figure out how to do it quickly, because you just get murdered in time. So, but if you are trying to just source out denim in general that is sellable right now, I mean, your best place is going to be Racks. The thing is about it is, I mean, I'm sorry, when I say Racks, I mean like Savers,
the retail. Yeah.
Right. That's going to be your best, probably end result is going to be the best. You're not going to be buying things necessarily that you can't sell. And if you go to the bins and you're just getting things in bulk and then you run it through the washer and send it, you are going to be spending a significant amount of time on items that will not sell. So you're going to be sitting there with a truck bed full of jeans, taking it down to the Goodwill that you had for 2 years that won't sell. So my suggestion would be if you need to go, you should start at Racks, and just don't go over a size 34. If you stay inside 34, you can make money, at least here, the way they price things here at the Racks. You could make money on almost every single pair under a 34. It's just whether it's $2, $10, whatever it may be. I just don't like to pay $8 to sell something for 16 and make $3-4, but you really could probably just go buy everything 34 and under and make money.
Like if someone's just starting out as a reseller, what do you suggest, like some of the first things that they do before they go all in? Should
go
they
all in full time or go in resell?
Yeah, go in starting a part-time or full-time reselling business. What are some things that they could do in advance to like prepare themselves to be maybe setting their self up for success?
Yeah, first up, I would say binge Bo Johnson's YouTube channel. Start looking at everything he's picking up. It does help looking at YouTube videos. I'm not going to say it doesn't help. I'm just saying my cost of goods might be way lower if you're in California. So like you couldn't be like, well, how's he picking up that Ralph Lauren? They're $15 here. It's like, cause I'm buying them for 3 or 4. Like there's a big difference. I think understanding what other people are doing, but not exactly like trying to just match what they're doing in your space. So they go to a thrift store in their area, they find brands you've never heard of, go to your thrift store, start seeing what brands are out there. People say go around your house and sell all your clothes. That's an easy way to do it. Low
Yeah,
cost.
for sure.
You see a shirt you're not wearing, look it up. I guess looking up solds is probably the key to eBay. If somebody asks like what you're doing or how you're doing, I say to open the eBay app, type in an item, put used, and then search it, whatever number's there, filter to solds, try to find if there's a desire, for that item. And that's pretty much the bare bones meat and potatoes of like figuring out what sells. And the way to do that is through the eBay app on the sold listings or Terapeak if you want to get really into the weeds. But yeah, it's tough because I've had people say, I want to start reselling full time. Like, how many racks do I need to buy? Like, what do I need to get? It's like, you don't need any of that. You need to find out how to sell an item on eBay. That's really what it is. And then just repeat and make sure you're not losing money each time.
Yep. Yeah. I feel like a lot of people get excited. They'll watch a couple YouTube videos and they'll go order the racks, the photo setup, shipping Rolo printers, and then they're like, okay, now I'm ready to sell. And then you just spent $3,000 on inventory or on equipment. Not true. You will need it eventually, but not to start, but that slow growth is key. What is it like to hit six figures? And do you think hitting six figures as a clothing reseller, is that achievable for most people? Can they even get there?
I think yes, it's possible for almost all people. It really comes into play the mental focus you have. If you tell yourself you're not going to be able to do it, you're not going to be able to do it because you've defeated yourself before you even achieved it or before you even take action. So I work under the mindset that if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. So I think if you have the right mental focus, yes, you can do it. Now, second would be knowing the way to get $100,000 worth of clothing in the first place. If you have the proper procedure, the steps into place to be able to achieve the goal, daily listing goal, you know where to get the items from. You can pay a fair enough price to where you can grow safely and smart. Yeah, I think it's totally possible. It was much, and I don't want to say this in like a gloating type of way, but it was much easier to reach 100K in sales than I thought it was going to be my first full-time year. So.
Do you think when you first started listing on eBay, getting to 100K when you first started, do you think that was a lot harder than it actually was? Because you said it was easy to hit it, but when you first started, do you think like, oh man, that's gonna take a while?
Yeah, I did. I thought it was going to take forever. So my first year on eBay, I only did, I want to say I did like 25K total. And that was just me dabbling, being an everything seller, just like listing whenever I kind of felt like it. When I poured my actual energy into it and start watching YouTube and learning from, people that knew what they were doing and taking that information and actually like utilizing it in the proper manner, I started seeing severe traction towards the end of my first full-time year. I went full-time in October of 2021. And when I went full-time from October to January of 2022, in that time frame, my 90-day total on eBay went from like, I don't know, something meager to like right at like 23,000 before the end of the year. So just from 3 months of me like really like focusing on it, I was still an everything seller, but like I was like actually putting effort into growing. Saw extreme amounts of results, and then after that, I just was like, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it my full-time job, and I'm going to put everything I have into it. So that's why I think the difference was from the first year. It was kind of just like learning and not really like having purpose, no focus, no real like determined goal of what I was going to do. Whereas my last year, my first full-time year, I was like, I am going to hit 100K in sales, and I did.
Yeah, it really does have to do a lot with your mindset, right? Like
Absolutely.
You will fail before you even start if your mindset is, I will never do that.
Right.
I mean, come on, you got to have. Do you think people kind of cut themselves short as far as like
100%.
the potential that they have?
Yeah. People are stubborn and they're hard-headed, or like they get stuck in their ways, or like my way is the right way type of mentality, where you just got to listen to someone that knows more than you in any aspect of life. It doesn't matter if it's reselling, if it's your faith, if it's in the gym, if it's whatever the course is that you're trying to go down that journey. Listen to someone that succeeded in it already, because chances are they were once in your position too, where they thought they knew everything. It's like a kid when you lie to your parents and they're like, yeah, you're lying, and you're like, how do they know? Because they've told that same lie before. Like, you're not pulling
Yeah.
the wool over anyone's eyes.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So what does it take to do 100K in sales? If it's your first year as a reseller,
Mhm.
what does that look like if you're going to try to work yourself out of a job and go in as a full-time reseller?
Well, first of all, it takes a lot of focus and dedication. You cannot, and I repeat, you cannot go into eBay thinking that this is going to be an easy job. Uh, I could just sit on the couch, eat popcorn and snacks and list one or two a day, or not list for 2 or 3 days, and you're not going to hit your goals that way. You're sabotaging yourself to begin with. But if you take the focus of someone that works an 8-hour day and you shift that into working 8 hours on eBay, you will succeed. No questions asked. I guarantee you, if you put the same effort into your job as you do as someone else's job that's paying you, working for your boss as you would yourself, then you're going to succeed. Besides that, spending hours, and I mean countless amounts of hours doing market research, is the only other way for success, because you can just randomly go to the thrift store, grab this whole section, drop it in your cart, go home and bought hundreds of items, and only 50 of them are good quality items. But you just bought hundreds of items. You know what I mean? Now you made all bad investments. So if you're not literally looking every item up, looking up every tag, looking up items inside of each individual brand, finding out which items sell for more, and leaving the lower dollar items behind, you're going to buy a bunch of stuff that you don't need to be buying, especially when you're first starting out. So it makes a little bit more sense for someone that's at kind of at volume, with some traction behind their store, to pick up an item that's going to sell for $15. But when you're first starting out, you need items that are going to sell for the largest amount of money possible. So you can continue to reinvest that without dipping into your own personal money to grow your business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so starting off, the first thing is just checking what you're buying.
Yeah.
You know,
Market research, hours of it.
yeah.
Spend 5 hours in a thrift store a day looking up tags. I
Mhm.
did it. It sucked. I did it every day for a year. I did it.
Now, the importance of applying some of these principles into your business is really going to take you to that next level. Whether you're a part-time reseller or you're looking to go full-time, you're really wanting to learn from the people that are already doing it on a higher level. So start implementing some of those tips, and I know that they could be really, really helpful for you. If you're wanting to know what else is selling in our eBay store on a daily basis and the type of items that we're looking to pick up and what they are selling for, you can check out this video right here where it goes more in detail on those types of items and what I'm looking to pick up on a week-to-week basis. I hope it's going to be really helpful for you, because the next time you go out sourcing, maybe you could find some of those items as well. I hope you all have a blessed rest of the weekend, and take care.